welcome everyone to a nice early morning stream. So today I'm very excited because I'm gonna play one of my all-time favorite games, or I should say just series in general, the Total War series. I've probably sunk far more hours into this series than any other single series before. So it's gonna be pretty cool getting this all going. So, for anyone who hasn't played Total War, it's a really cool mix between grand strategy and RTS. So, I'm going to start by selecting a race. Now, this is based on the tabletop war game. Warhammer, of course, the Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Now let's see. I have played quite a few of the different races in this already. I've completely annihilated everyone with the greenskins, the orcs. I have launched a great crusade with Britonia. But today I'm kind of feeling like playing a bit of dwarfs. So they aren't the most challenging race, but they have a lot of really cool war machines and ranged units, and of course they are tough as nails. So let's start off with these guys. Now every single race has different leaders you can choose between. Depending on your leaders, it depends on what additional starting units you'll get. So some of the starting units are a lot better, but maybe the leader isn't quite as good. And they also give you different buffs. So depending on how you want to set up your army and play your faction, depends on who you want to play. So for me, it's really between the White Dwarf Grombrindal and Thorgrim Grudgebearer, who's the High King of the Dwarves. So one of my goals as we go through this game in the future is to actually check, actually purchase Warhammer Total War 2, which will be the first time I've brought a game in a long time because of Xbox Game Pass. So I'm gonna look at buying that, because when I do purchase that game, we'll actually be able to merge the maps and the factions together, which I think is very, very cool. So without further ado, let's get this started. I'm gonna choose Grombrindal today. Be a little bit different. Oh, I really like his reinforcement range. But Thorgrim is just better. No, you know what? Let's do Thorgrim. He is the normal dude. We'll enable the introduction so that anyone who hasn't played this game can get a bit of a feel for it as well. So, let's crack into it. Guys, we're nearly loaded and ready to show you guys how a battle works. Let me be quiet though, while we see a really cool intro scene.
The old world is a crucible of relentless war. It has ever been so. An era as long as the mountains are unyielding. as the storms gather again. It presents a chance for the brave to bring about an age of reckoning. I come to the Dwarf High King as a herald of such times. And so I find myself at the King's right hand. My presence is timely, for dire news comes from the south. Greenskins flock to the banner of a cruel war boss. Now, my liege, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, leads a mighty throng from Karazakarak, smashing aside any foes that block our path.
Get those guns, that's what I want. Yes, they've got helicopters, but I just want guns. A wall of artillery.
If Grudgebearer desires to return the Karaz Angkor to its former glory, then he must rid his lands of vile greenskins. Those gathering within the shadows of Everpeak are a good start.
I see all scope. They foul our mountains with their vile tales. The Damaskron, our great book of grudges, is filled with such greenskin atrocities. Bring hammer and axe. Show these Urks and Groby no mercy.
Your forces begin their attack, my lord. See for yourself.
Oh yeah. I should probably... Oh, I can't really control anyone yet. Just gotta...
Join the fight yourself. The warriors will be greatly inspired by your presence.
So, as you can see, we are fighting a bunch of greenskin, a bunch of orcs. Our guys aren't fast, but we are tough. In this intro, it's pretty cool. The greenskins actually shoot little goblins which are on guide gliders at you, so they're relatively accurate. They also have things like trolls, but you know, I don't care about that. I am tough as nails, and I have a bunch of cannons. Oh, look at those gliding goblin boys coming in.
You may rely upon it.
So, Thorgrim Grudgebearer is a beast, and he's got a bunch of long beards, which are also very, very capable. So I definitely have the ranged advantage, but to be honest, even though these guys have solid units, I mean, it's an intro story, it's going to be pretty easy to smash this up. I'm just going to hit them in the flanks like they're hitting my guys in the flanks. Actually going to get them in the rear, which is nice. We'll give my guy you a charge bonus, so your characters do actually level up as they go through this as well, and I can buff all my allies who are around me with Thorgrim. As he gets better, I'll get more buffs. But as you can see, it's pretty cool because you can zoom right into your troops, and when you're considering I'm controlling just 101 guys, and there's all these units on the battlefield, this is quite a weighty army. So it is a PC only game, which is a bit different for what we're doing. We normally do Xbox games, but I really wanted to, you know, deep dive into some of the more PC based ones. So these orcs are running because they are getting smashed. They are just not as good as my troops at this stage. And they're getting hammered by artillery at the back. So now I'm controlling all the blue guys, which is quite nice. So I have a proper faction here. I need to keep pushing into these dudes, but I'm going to try clear out some of these archers as well. My red allies haven't engaged fully, which is pretty puckaroo. Let's go help these guys out because they are going to need it. It's pretty clear. The trolls, oh, the trolls will do more damage to me than a lot, but luckily they are not very brave. I guess is exactly the word I was looking for. I'm not even slightly worried about Fulgrim Grudgebearer going and owning these guys on his own. He is that much of a beast. Heroes are really strong in this game. As you can see, he has a boatload of health and he will destroy these guys. Oh damn, the trolls rallied. That's not good.
Your presence can sway the battle. Your words and actions can inspire the troops before you. Use your influence and abilities.
Oh no, there's just a lot of trolls. Oh my gosh. But luckily, look at that. Look at those orc just crashing down. Still annoyed at these trolls because that means they've done a good bit of damage to me. Let's try to help these red guys out because they're about to get smacked. So cavalry, as you can imagine, hit like a ton of bricks, but I'm not too worried about them. Oh look, they're already running because the rest of their army was already running when they arrived. They were not effective in the slightest. So you guys might have seen as well, you can organize the ranks of your troops, which are pretty cool, and you can organize how thick their lines are. So like if you want 5 ranks deep, 6 ranks deep, or if you want a wider front, that's important because the deeper your ranks, the more resistant they are to charges. And you'll see that I don't follow this philosophy very well, even though it's ultimately true. But some troops, it's just better not to charge and get that charge bonus. It's better to let yourself get charged because they'll brace, and that bracing will keep them stronger. So there's quite a bit of depth to this game. You'll be getting the feel for that. But at the same time, like, it's not as hard or steep of a learning curve as other grand strategy games can be. So we're about to get our first taste of the world map.
Your sacred peak is secure, King Grudgebearer. The mountains rumble to the sound of your armies marching, yet the threat to your kind has scarcely diminished. The lands around here remain infested with filthy greenskin scum.
So
See for
many
yourself.
greenskins.
The dwarfs of Barakvar look kindly upon your cause, sire. With sufficient persuasion, they would likely join your struggle against the greenskins.
So, with all these factions, there's like the main factions, and Dwarfs are one, Greenskins another, Bretonia, Empire. There's lots that I don't have DLCs for, like Chaos and Norska. But then they have a whole bunch of sub-factions. So the Barrack Bar, the Zufbar, all these different Dwarf sub-factions can actually be united as well.
The scabby-eyed tribe of greenskins maintain their hostilities against you from their feeble camps upon the plains. Be sure to watch their movements carefully.
So that means you can confederate with people of your race for the most part, which is pretty awesome. It's a really easy way to grow
They must be
quickly.
expelled from these mountains with all haste. No dwarf king should tolerate such a presence so close to Everpeak.
So I know that around, depending how I play,
Vengeance must be the answer.
and
The bloody
depending
spears
how
cannot be
the
allowed to
AIs
regroup
play,
after their defeat.
they
Press
will
forward and
actually
maintain the offensive.
trigger an event where the forces of chaos come and try to put an end to the world, and they will roll that AI over here, which is the Empire, all the Empire's sub-factions, poor Kislev, which is pretty much the fantasy equivalent of Russia, where people get to ride bears and have like Polish hussars, which is pretty cool. They are going to get destroyed. So I want to handle the orcs early and confederate with Zufbar and start just fortifying this whole mountain range, because my guys, dwarves, can't actually colonize the buildings around here on the plains. They can only colonize the mountains, and I think they can colonize some of the Badlands. So let's see how that goes.
Send me to vengeance.
So there's someone in ambush that I need to handle, and I can't show you the building queue until I've done that.
Forwards!
Good. The enemy will no doubt have picked up your movements. They will be frantically barricading their hovels in preparation for your arrival.
I'm pretty confident
More of your proud kin
that I
stand ready
can
to take up arms against the invaders, my lord.
smash
Recruit
the
them,
orcs
and they
pretty
will be
easily,
ready to
if
fight
I'm
in the
honest.
battles that are to come.
I find them really good to play, the orcs. You can just grow and swarm people faster than anyone else, but in terms of actually fighting against them, I don't find them much of a challenge.
Very well.
So I do need to stock up my army just to
The recruits
make
will
it
make first-rate
quicker
warriors,
to
I'm
take
sure.
settlements.
For now, the throng must remain in place to train them.
Okay, I'm actually not gonna.
Let's also look at improving your infrastructure at home. A solid base of operations will repay itself on the battlefields ahead. Upgraded training facilities will allow you to better train the Dawi to fight, sire. Excellent stuff.
So your
You must
settlements.
seek ways to further your methods of war if you are
Oh,
to drive
let's
the
wait for
orc
this guy to
filth
stop
from
talking.
the mountains. Put the finest minds from the guilds to
So
work on improving your
with your
practices
settlements,
and
you
knowledge.
have military train constructions, military support, which in this case um, is where you unlock your range units for dwarfs, and you have infrastructure. So I'm actually look like I haven't played dwarfs in a while, so I don't have many money making options yet. Dwarfs also have like a grudge ranking. Every single race plays slightly differently. So orcs, you have to keep fighting, because if you don't, your fightingness levels drop, and that's a bad thing. Dwarfs, you need to keep your grudge up, otherwise people aren't going to be happy with what you do. So let's start researching, because clearly I need to do that from the looks to unlock some more buildings. I'm going to start with just getting my income strong, because that's the
In
key
time, the
to
law they
expanding
will gain.
in the
I know
early
your
parts of the
patience
game.
wears thin, my king, but you must temper the need for vengeance with further intelligence of the Groby's actions. There is nothing more to do for now.
The Groby Scoby Greenskins. So that's
More greenskins muster in the mountain pass to the east. Attack now, while they remain vulnerable.
So you also do get, yeah, these grudges. They're missions, every other race call them missions, but the importance of these is you really actually, whereas the other races you can kind of ignore the missions to a degree, with dwarves, don't ignore them because your grudge ranking goes down, and that is
Misdeeds
not
committed
a
against
good
your
thing.
kind are recorded in the venerable book of grudges,
So,
the Damas Kron. Once documented, no transgression should...
so this is what I was looking for before, the ability to create more types of buildings. So these will ultimately, this first group of settlements, I'm going to make into a military hub, but the first building, in my opinion, always should be something that earns you a lot of money. And luckily the dwarfs start with gems. Oh, they're rich.
Onward!
So these little circles are important because that's their reinforcement range. So luckily that settlement can't reinforce this army. Otherwise that would be a bit scary. So I can skip the fights, but for the interest of the stream I'm going to play as many as I can unless they are utterly pointless. And this one's a little bit pointless, but because my guys are just so vastly superior to this army in terms of units. Like the dwarfs, the orcs aren't anywhere near as armored as I am, but also just in terms of army size, I outnumber the orcs, which is not a good thing for them. I think I can force them to come at me, which is nice, because they just will get owned by my range. But they don't have any artillery. I do. I'll shoot their big guns, their big dudes, with my rock thrower, because they are really the only scary unit. Generals can be scary, but I'm pretty damn confident in Fulcrum Grudgebearer's ability to destroy that dude there. Faction leaders, particularly of the big factions, tend to just be rock solid. So I'm also on a slope, and I get an advantage for charging downhill at these guys. So I do a lot of pausing as I play this game as well, because I am going to organize my charges to occupy all of their units and then flank them. So by pressing down the spacebar, I can see where my guys are going. 1 second, I just need to quickly go on hold. And I'm back. As a lot of you guys can imagine, I'm working from home right now, and my wife has been working next to me today, putting up with listening to my voice all the time, and she needed to run out of the room quickly. So, that orc boss, when I said I'm not too worried about him, it's not because I'm not worried about the damage he can do. It's purely because he, Fulcrum can destroy him. But as you can see, he can do a bit of damage, even against these guys who are hammers, who are my, like, best units. But Fulcrum's just trucking through these dudes. one cool thing about games like fights that are going to be relatively easy, it's pretty nice getting down and seeing the battle lines clash. You can see these poor orc boys are fighting Thorgrim Grudgebearer and one of the best units that the dwarves can muster. The hammers are just devastating, but even saying so, because I didn't pay close enough attention and make sure Thorgrim locked onto this guy, he actually did a solid bit of damage. So as these guys run away as well, I can capture them. As you can imagine, dwarves are a bit stunty. They are not going to do a fantastic job at running guys down, but the more you capture, the more enemies you kill this way, the better it obviously is when it comes to having to fight this army again, because I haven't wiped this army out. This army's that I've fought is purely going to retreat. Although look at these guys. I am shocked at my dwarves sprinting down. You can eventually get those helicopters you saw in the start scene, the gyrocopters they call them. That's really the only thing that I have to run guys down unless I'm hammering them with artillery. So I could end the battle, but because I'm actually getting a bit of luck chasing these guys, I am not. I would vastly prefer capturing as many of these guys as I can. The last time I played the Dwarves, I don't remember them being able to keep up with orcs, but I'm not going to complain. The little short legs job. So this game came out in 2016, but I actually think like the graphics in Total War are usually pretty impressive, especially again considering how many people you can pull onto the field. It's pretty crazy. So that was a really easy battle to win. You do get into situations where it's not so easy though. So I'm going to end this and I'm just going to go into the whole screen as we load back up. Cool. I've given a chance for my lovely wife to run back past again. So as you can see, because I actually spent time at the end running these guys down, they don't have much of an army left. If I engage them again, they are going to be shattered. I also completed a grudge, which is awesome, which gives me more money, and Thorgrim Grudgebearer is leveled up. And he got an item, so you do pick up magic items too, which makes it even cooler.
Maintain one of their slum camps beneath the pillars of Gruni.
Oh, he said slum with such harshness. So, yeah, your faction leaders have some extra cool abilities that they can come up. Like these, I have to do quests to unlock. I can get grudges against people, which is pretty damn. And then you have a few different chains you can go down. So Ancient Bloodline is unique. You can improve Thorgrim yourself. You can improve the people in the actual battles, or you can improve things to do more with the campaign map. Oh, I'm so tempted to just go grudge against greenskins. I'm gonna do it. That's a really amazing buff this early on. You don't usually get just like melee attack +5 off the bat, so you can see, I nearly pointed to the monitor, that doesn't help you guys. You can see he's going to get a lot better. His aura of people around him are all of a sudden way better.
Good.
So the other thing I have to keep an eye on is public order in my settlements. I can see public order, and I can see the garrison size of the force that I would get if that settlement got attacked, which is pretty good. You can also see if your settlements have walls. Not every settlement will have walls. It depends on a lot of the upgrades.
Bring them!
So, this is one of those pointless battle guys. You can see this balance of power meter. I'm not going to waste your time with another unexciting battle. Let's just take the settlement automatically. You can imagine if you did fight every single battle, it would be like a very, very long game, and it's already a pretty long campaign. Like, this is going to be a campaign that I pick up on multiple streams to show you guys off. Because of that balance of power as well, I lost very little guys, which is nice. And now I can choose how I want to settle, if I want to settle this settlement, if I want to loot and occupy it, sack, or just destroy it. I just want to occupy it. You'll see with dwarves, that's what I do most of the time. That's purely because I get less instability in the province, so I'm not going to have as much of a chance of a rebellion happening. And for 299 or 507 gold, that's like nothing for sacking or plundering. You'll see as we go through the campaign, like some settlements are going to end up having like 26,000, 27,000 gold if I sack them.
Vampires threaten your kind in the north, and your gyrocopter scouts report of a greenskin migration heading northwards. Spies say they intend to meet up and swell the mobs of a dread orc warlord who travels towards the Badlands. Whatever they are up to, they must be stopped. Summon the throng.
So, goblins are pretty laughable when you're fighting them. I do like night goblins. They can actually be like a pretty cool army if you get a bit of synergy going between their forces. I'm gonna destroy this army when I fight them. This army doesn't move, so this is like a historical battle as such. So in the other Total Wars, like I'll try play Rome Total War in the coming month as well. That's another game I have. I have a lot of Total Wars. There's certain battles that you just go and fight. They don't move. It just shows as a growing circle in Warhammer Total War. If I send an army there, I would just begin the fight. So from experience in this game, I find that smaller settlements, it's a little bit more worth just stacking up either things that'll make the area grow faster, or things that'll give you more income or more stability. I'm going to concentrate on my income and stability in this settlement, and then I don't even need to give it walls because it's going to be pretty safe in the long run. You only want to give settlements walls and waste that money in that slot if you're going to be close to where like chaos is attacking or something like that. So I'm going to keep going for the buffs. I prefer to buff my characters for the most part, although if I have an army that's being built in a place where I don't have the highest quality troops, as the game progresses I'll buff the leader himself so that I can take on the enemy general, kill him, and then have a chance at making their armies flee. So we haven't done diplomacy yet, and I really should.
Powers may be managed through diplomacy, my lord.
You can
consider your situation carefully before accepting any agreement.
You can earn a sneaky amount of money if you play your cards right with diplomacy. So now that I have a non-aggression pack, I'm going to be having my relationship with Zufbar improve, and I'm going to milk them for money when I set up trade agreements, which will give me more money anyway, and then alliances and stuff, because I want to ally with them to ultimately confederate. You can only interact with people you've seen on the map, or for whatever reason exist before as well. So I don't have any grudges, which is great. it's time to go to the next turn.
As you know all too well, the power of the Dawi has reverberated through these mountains for millennia. Harness that strength, and you will have all you need to restore the Karaz Angkor to its former glory.
So buildings do take time. These are your main settlement buildings. As they upgrade, you do need like more population, which you can see growing here. You do need that to grow to get better buildings. You would think that I'd be concentrating on growth, but like my personal opinion is it's better to concentrate on earning money in your first settlement, your first province. That'll give you a heck of a lot of gold, because your first province usually produces more gold than any others you take. And it'll just grow over time regardless. It's only when like I'm getting later in the game that I'll really put growth buildings down, because they also reinforce your armies faster. So you can see that the units that took casualties are getting reinforced over time. Let's concentrate on melee first while I wait for the ability to get more shooter units. So yeah, I'm gonna go all out on those first rank of buildings. I'm starting to get a decent amount of money. I wish I had an armorer. That's the only downside of not necessarily going so hard on growth, as it does take a little bit longer to get those special buildings which unlock better units.
Aye.
I can't milk anything from Zufbar yet, which
Let's hear what
or
you have
from
to say.
Barakvar, so I'm gonna wait before I set up alliances.
Let's march.
Oh, so it's good they do remind you if you don't do things. So I've united this province here, so you can see all these settlements I now own, which means I can give it an overall benefit. So I can make it cheaper to construct, I can just get better tax rate, I can stop corruption in my province, which I'll explain when it becomes a factor. Oh, I'm actually gonna just stick with tax rate for now. Like I say, I'm going to make this my money making area. It's nice for dwarves because it's actually pretty central as well. Like some with orcs, I found my starting province became irrelevant pretty early, but you tend to get the best buildings there, right? So it's going to be nice to build this up militarily and send guys north, which is where I'm going to be needing help when chaos invades, and send guys south as I wipe the greenskins off the face of this planet. Oh, my technology is researched. Woohoo! I am getting in the money. The money. I'm gonna concentrate also on public order, because it's just a pain when your settlements revolt. And sometimes if you don't keep an eye on it, they revolt in the worst times. So right now the only reason I'm starting to gain public order is because I have a sizable army here. Of course I don't want to keep my only army here, and I don't really want to start up another one yet. Karaz will stop anyone coming into my province from this area, so I'm pretty confident. Even though there's a few different movement styles I probably need to talk about soon. But I just can't keep them here, and I'm not going to. I'm gonna complete this quest, and then I'm gonna continue down south. So yes, you can change your movement styles. Dwarves and orcs have a unique movement style called the underway, which is like you're using underground tunnels to travel. You can encamp so that even when you're in corrupt areas, which would normally give you um, stream like attrition to your units, you can um, regenerate your guys, you can raid to get income, or you can set up ambushes. So I can start to really ramp up my construction, which is why I've been stockpiling all that cold hard monies.
The High King acts.
So because of the terrain, my army's moving really slow, which is not convenient. I'm nearly at the stage as well where I can actually recruit a second army. I'll just hold off for a touch longer. Okay.
It is time.
I am going to look at recruiting a lord very soon. When recruiting a lord will enable me to get a second army going, which I'm gonna need. Let's keep that money making going,
Send me to
and let's play this quest battle. You can't auto resolve quests because they're quests, but that's okay. This is gonna be pretty quick with that poor goblin army. The only thing that's gonna be annoying is that
March on, brave
that
Dowie!
lobber and
March
then
on! To the cursed realms of the Groby we go. I know not what mischief they cause, but they're up to something, for my beard itches with trouble. We take the underway. These ancient highways, built by dwarf hands, give us the best chance of approaching swiftly, catching the greenskins unawares. Let us not dawdle, for there are grudges to settle, and new entries
sometimes
in
they
the
won't
Damask
show
Grant
reinforcements
to
that come in quest though, so there might be a heck of a lot of reinforcements all of a sudden appear. It's best to stretch out your archer units as well, because they, the thinner their ranks, the more shots they'll get off, or the less ranks I should say.
Minus vengeance! Furious! By Grundy!
See,
We
an
are
ambush
ambushed with the foul
straight away.
greenskins. To me! To me! We make our stand here. With nothing can stop us.
I wonder if they'll ambush me from even more directions as well. That's only 2 units.
We're the ancestors.
I'm gonna actually try to take out their Doom Diver, because that'll do more damage than anything else. Charging me. Let's get stuck in. So that's annoying, but luckily Wolf Warriors aren't actually that good. Oh, and I've got reinforcements. This is just not gonna be good. Helicopters, the gyrocopters are really, really strong. Oh, I wish they didn't bomb my own guys though. Thank you so much. And just like that, they are running away. This one I don't really care about running guys down. Pretty much once a quest battle is over, it's over. That army, because it's not present on the map, is not going to become a threat. Oh, monsters from the rear. It's not over yet, but the entire enemy army is running, so it might as well be. And they've stopped and running already. Running into the gun line was not great for their health. Sorry. And we're good. So, because we completed that, I have gotten a hero. So you have lords and heroes. Heroes can operate independently on the campaign map and like damage buildings, ambush armies but not actually fight, which is all good, but I actually prefer keeping them in the main army, so you can actually embed them inside your lord's forces, and that's by far what I prefer to do. So I feel pretty confident to recruit a second lord now. Every lord has like a different overall ability. The two that are whited out are because they're legendary lords and I need to meet certain requirements to get them. That's all good. I'll just recruit basic guy. So like if I lose a settlement as a dwarf, that'll create a grudge. So if that army that's trying to raid into my forces now comes at me, I'm gonna have a grudge. Or because it's raiding my army, I need to go and take it out within 3 turns.
I suppose.
Aye. On to glory, to the ancestors.
So time to get some public order going, so that I can confidently leave this province without any armies there. can see I've now got that one grudge. It's not crossed off. Once I've done 9 grudges, I get to... Oh, if I have more than 9 grudges active, I start to get these penalties. So it's very important to keep on top of that.
Honor to your ancestors.
As you can see, the likelihood of getting military access with Zufbar is high, which means I can ask them to pay me money. It's not demanding, it's asking.
Dowie from another hold arrive. 'Tis a great day.
Now have an alliance, which means if they're attacked, I'll go to war with them. Not really too fussed at this stage about fighting every greenskin nation if I have to. I'm in a solid position.
Ready?
That's annoying. I get less growth in my province. Early on it's kind of annoying. I'm gonna tunnel. These guys are gonna intercept me, which is gonna act as if it's really disastrous for my army, but it's not that bad.
This
Oh,
is not in the Damask.
they didn't intercept me because their forces are just not quite good enough. I really want to get this grudge sorted out though. It'll give me good things.
Ready. Sure enough.
Throne bearers, let's march.
My lord, a rival power desires a change in your
More
mutual
money
relations.
for me. Especially with other dwarf factions, I'm always keen to get as many deals with them early on because it makes confederation way easier. Get that recruitment cost down.
Stop that!
This is how confident I am. Look at that. It's just how bad goblins are. Entry level goblins anyway. So
To war. Right.
I'm getting some really good buffs.
For the wisdom of Valea.
Yeah, so you also get banners, which are cool. So banners will upgrade your army as well.
Onward.
I need to actually check what weapons these guys have.
One rug.
You can see he's not wearing much. Why are you not wearing armor?
What?
Time to start taking more settlements.
Summon me if you dare.
I'm needing
You
more
may speak before my...
settlements
Greetings,
because I
king of
have
another
agreements, more factions because I have agreements with races which have extended my view on the map because they share it. They've shared what they can see, so I always start off with that non-aggression pack if it's a race that I want to have a good relation with.
Dwarfs,
Start off with that, then it'll start to let me ask them for money.
The axe thirsts for war.
It is time.
More settlements. See, this is a more developed settlement, so I could sack it, but it's still just not worth it. Not worth the headache.
To war!
So I can do two things. I'm gonna start with this. So this is a relatively unique building. There'll be other settlements where I can probably build it, but it gives me trade resources. So as I get trade agreements, I make more money. The reason I'm leaving this dude to hang back is I wanna get an armory and give him better forces. I'll send him down if I start to get a bit overstretched, which is pretty possible coming up. We will see. I'm about to run into the main orc faction. But you also have global recruitment, so global recruitment costs more money for recruiting those units, and it also takes twice as long as if you're in the province where you could actually recruit them. But at least it's like an option to reinforce your army. That's why it's even more important to get a good base setup. So because I have one brewery and dwarves love beer, I'm going to be able to instead do something else in the second building. See, it's actually almost worth it to demolish this and use this to build up that military settlement, but I'm going to leave that maybe as a third option. I don't want to demolish anything quite yet. Let's that's a really good buff, but it's better to build in my main settlement. I'm going to start by speeding up the growth in this settlement.
Retake the realms! What?
For the wisdom of Valea. Aye, let's hit. Are we from another home?
Can't quite milk them for
Greetings,
money yet,
Kinnaman.
so I should wait.
Honor to your ancestors.
Good.
So you guys do passively in XP as well, which is good.
Yes!
They're tunneling, which is not a great sign. I might have to tunnel this army through to help the settlement if I need to. So if they go through, Dawn is not tremendously fortified at all. And I don't want to waste money fortifying it because it's going to be in the middle of my Dwarven Empire. So yep, the greenskins just got bigger. It's annoying, I thought I might get an early wipe on them, but 'tis not to be. It's good. I want to get more population surplus here so I can upgrade Karaz. Karak. upgrading the main settlement is always important, and upgrading the main settlement in your home territory is even more important. Oof. Apparently they think these guys will give me a fight, but I'm gonna call it. Yeah, it's not even a walled settlement, so let's do this. Let's grind these guys down. All I have to do is knock out their general, and then Orc's leadership will be so low that I don't even really need to worry about losing. As long as I can do that nice and early, I am pretty good.
Ranging target! Runes of smiting upon them. For the ancestors! Our father condemned! The next kill is ours!
As my guys gain experience, they'll get more accurate and just better in general as well, so it's nice having like an artillery piece early on, because it will become incredibly accurate in no time at all. So I'm going to swap Forgrim to the side in my room barrier here, because Forgrim is really who's going to destroy Smorbitz, their general. It's nice, my Thunderers, oh my Corridors, sorry, Thunderers have muskets, arquebus. They have far longer range than what Orcs have as well. Because Orcs aren't really meant for shooting. Orcs are meant for shooting. I'll let them come towards me a little bit more first. Wear themselves out a little. Get some kills with my corridors. And now we will organize the charges. So those hammerers here are probably gonna wreck that goblin unit. And I can use my miners to flank. Look at that, already have one of their units running. Oh, they're hammering my hammerers with every single unit that can shoot. That's not fantastic. Not fantastic at all. I'm going to take some heavy casualties. That's not ideal. The other thing about dwarves, they have great leadership. So it's not going to be likely for me to that my force is going to run, which is also really good. So I need to take. Oh look, their general's running. They're all going to be running soon. Run him down! I don't need to run the guys down actually, because they are in a settlement. They have nowhere to run to. So I will just claim this settlement for the Dwarven good. It's cool you can see the individual kill counts of units too. So Forgrim didn't kill a lot of guys, but look what he did to the general. He made him run, which is really what devastated their army.
The runes are cast.
Ooh, we're getting a lot of trade resources in this region. That's really good.
Grimnir's axe thirsts.
For the wisdom of Valea.
Dowie from another holder. My throng stands ready.
And what can the Dowie do for you?
Dowie from another holder.
Okay.
What?
Black Crag's gonna actually be like, yeah, look, 16 and they're walled, so that 13 strong dwarf army probably isn't quite up to scratch. But if I can bring this reinforcing army down, it'll be worth it. I can send them back later as I expand into the mountains, which I will do eventually. Oh. Look, more orc tribes have appeared.
Your prestige grows, my
Ooh,
lord.
yes.
News of your conquest spreads far and wide. Your developing power is noted by even the most distant of kings and bestial lords.
The axe thirsts for war. Not happening. To glory for the ancestors.
It may seem like I have a lot of money, because that is a good amount, but it will disappear pretty fast once my settlements start to rack up.
Throne bearers, let's march.
Really want to get down there, but it's gonna be a while. See, with that brewery, I'm now confident to leave this region alone, and the public order won't go down. And like I say, Zufbar's keeping the snake spears, or bloody spears, sorry, occupied, and I'm got Kara's Karak, which I'm not really afraid of losing. So these orcs are savage orcs. The units are actually pretty tough early on, but they don't last. So, like I said, heroes can be left to be operating on their own, and that's what they get to do, like assault unit and all that type of thing. But I'm not too worried. He's raiding me, so I have a grudge against him.
Wipe out the trespassers. March.
By the torch bearer's will. Onward. To war. Move. Let us begin.
Aye. Welcome, Dowie.
Anyone want to give me money?
King.
Dowie from another hole.
Is it
The
Empire?
Celestial College
No.
implores them. Greetings on
There is
behalf
some
of the
research I can do which will speed up the ability to get money from these factions, because you have overall victory conditions, which are in here. These are what I want to the settlements I want to capture, the races I want destroyed, in order to have my long campaign victory. and the fact that I can't even colonize the Emperor's settlements, the Empire settlements, there's really no point in me wiping them out. I was pretty vicious with the Orcs. I wiped everyone out when I played with them, but that's just because Orcs are built for fighting. That's what they'll do. Greenskin tribes. I absolutely will do that if I can.
Move in.
I refuse.
So still waiting for my population to grow.
For the wisdom of Valea. Dwarf says no. Time for a reckoning. Agreed.
Gonna be crazy. Use global recruitment this early on. Growth plus 10 all provinces is pretty good, but let's do some of these early ones that are quick research. See how important it is to get grudges, because they can rack up pretty fast, especially when you get bigger and you start getting raided by everybody. Don't really feel like chasing the Spread Fangs army everywhere. Once their faction's destroyed, I'll be good. So dwarves don't use magic, but they have runes which are magic. So they kind of they have their own version, and a runesmith unlocks that ability.
Aye. March.
What? And what can the Dawi do for you on this fine
Kind
day?
of just want to get as much as I can with Barrack Bar, because I really want
Welcome,
to confederate with
Dawi.
them.
Aye, let's see what you have.
But the rest I'll take my time, because when
And
I
what can the
confederate,
Dawi do for you?
the other places might not like me as much, because I
The axe
get
thirsts for
strong
war.
too quick. What's he think he's doing? Ah, that's whose.
Let us begin. Time to slay the Oathbreakers.
I want to not let orcs run into my area like before, more as you have just seen, because of grudges than anything else.
One run.
It's very inconvenient having that army go up there.
And I.
On the bright side, I found another fellow dwarven community.
Aye. It will better our cause.
Let's get more guys so I can take the orc capital. This is all I want. See, now I'm gonna have a grudge. And as you can see, it's very quickly like, oh, I'm getting a few more grudges than I feel comfortable with.
For the wisdom
So
of the
I will
land.
chase these guys down.
It is time!
Really happy that I'm building a dwarf keep there though, because I'm going to be able to get some really good units very soon.
Send me to vengeance!
Time for a reckoning.
All in all, we are looking pretty snazzy. Oh my gosh. Oh, they've got a giant. Like, why do they think they're so much better than this group? It's the giant. I still think I'm going to win this though. So they've assaulted one of my settlements. I couldn't auto-resolve it because I would have lost. But I have warriors and they are the key to success here. I don't like it when people attack your settlements, pretty much purely because your general is like a dwarf warrior unit. So one of these guys down here is my general, which I'm never happy about, because as you know, killing a general is devastating. So if they kill my my general, it's actually would become pretty hard pressed. Whereas if I can take out their giant and then work on their units, I can just use my 300 miners to wear down their general at the back here, Wurzag. Although he is a mage, I forgot about that, and he's a tough mage too. So he can actually cast spells on me, and some of them are really not great. Not great for the long-term health of my army. Oh, so he just... Oh, good. He just whiffed that little bump in the ground. Saved me some pain and agony. He was trying to send a magical blast at my general. Luckily it's early on, so he shouldn't have too much knowledge of spells, which is great for me. So even though they're going to be hammering my guys who aren't great at resisting arrows, I'm going to hang back as much time shooting this damn giant as I can get. Get him! So if there were like units of orcs around this giant right now, him staggering like that would actually kill some of their units. Oh, caught in the crossfire, his own guys. See, he's going after my, See, this is why I'm only worried about this giant if he gets stuck into me, and he's not going to get stuck into me, so that's a really, really good sign. Now I just want to hammer their general with arrows. Oh! That's nasty on that unit. Arrows are actually the best way to kill characters. Like, the quickest, it's just obviously if he gets stuck into my actual combat unit there, it won't be fantastic. But they're not going to charge my arrows, my corridors, which is nice. And he's running. Run, Wozag, run! Still hammer him on the off chance I can take him down.
Your targets well.
Those Savage Orc Archers actually aren't terrible fighters. Like Dwarf and Orc Archers, or ranged units, are pretty decent. Goblins aren't included when I say Orc. Their Archer units are not decent. Oof. And he's running again. So like, the fact that my army is now quite vastly larger is gonna weigh on the moral situation here, which is another cool little detail. My guys are so slow. Look, point blank archer. Oh, are they going to catch them though? This is going to be close. My guys are running as fast as their little teeny tiny legs can take them. But they got their charge speed on, so... Oh, look at my miners. They're gonna get these guys. That's awesome. That is good news. Fortunately they haven't stopped them yet, they're still trying to run. Hopefully they tie them up soon because this will make it go a lot faster. Yep, there we go. But look at that, combat is even because they are no slouches. I'm relying on numbers here. Numbers and the fact that their morale is lower than mine. Look, they're even winning slightly against a dedicated combat unit. That's why Savage Orcs is really good early on. So they're wavering, they're gonna run. They are about to run away. Run them down. I wouldn't mind running down this unit just a tad more. Because look, they did their fair share of damage. Look, they still killed far more, but I killed a giant, so you know. That's good stuff. They might even be in range for my other dwarves who are coming back to take them out. Yes.
Slay the old
not worth our time watching that battle.
Unto glory for the ancestors.
Ooh. Ooh. Getting lots of money. Lots of good things.
Onward. Move. What?
Keep him here because I'm gonna change up this army very soon. Now this is gonna be interesting. This feels a touch risky, but I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
Honor to your ancestors.
Can't confederate yet, but hopefully it won't
Welcome
be.
down. Make your proposal. Come, kin. Come, kin.
It's gonna be the easiest thing. I'm gonna again. You gotta risk it for that biscuit. Gonna have to build this army up. They're coming down with a lot of troops. Damn. See, all of a sudden, that move of assaulting this, I might have to break off that siege if this army from the Bloody Spears does half decent. Ooh. This is going to be a good battle. This is going to be a fun battle. They're attacking me. I like it when I'm the defender because it means that their troops automatically rush at me. So I can, as dwarves, milk it and make them run into my artillery. I can also focus on wiping out their general yet again. And because it's a garrison assaulting me, it's going to be pretty easy to take the general out. So this has been a pretty brutal battle, as you can tell, but I'm actually really happy that they attacked, because it's going to make this whole takeover a lot easier. I do want to damage these guys as best as I can, because I cannot afford to take them on again and again. Look at that devastation. There's a lot of dwarf bodies down there. Ooh. look, I lost more than they did. It's I don't know if I can hold up there anymore.
For the wisdom of Valea. No fool that's safe in a world. Ready, access. One rug. Let us be about this.
Attack!
Well, I got a few more guys back than I was expecting, so...
I declare war on them!
I've said it once, I've said it many times. It's time to keep risking it for the biscuit. Now, is the stream still going alright? It sure is. Let's see.
Let us begin. I refuse. The axe thirsts for war, as the High King commands.
What am I going to research now? Let's keep getting more moolah. So next turn, I'll be able to build some really good buildings. Okay. For some reason this... Okay. Where to now? It's really just one choice, and that is to end the turn. It was one of those very possible disaster scenarios which we managed to avoid, which I'm quite happy about. If I'd have lost that siege, oh, that would have been terrible. Grudge aborted, that's a good thing. It just means that that army no longer exists. All of a sudden, I'm starting to look pretty good on that side. Now let's get this armory finally. Having that armory is unlocking a lot of good units. And like I say, money can disappear very quickly in this game, and that is really what's about to happen here. There's a lot of long plays, as you can probably tell from how I'm constructing buildings. I don't want to just rush in and make what's gonna maybe benefit me short term, but in the long term I'm gonna have to demolish stuff and do all sorts.
For the wisdom of Valea.
They've merged their forces, which is great. Merging their forces means I'll be able to take that army out single-handedly. Can I confederate yet? No. Can I make money off people yet? No.
You may speak.
Dwarves
Let's see what you have to say.
Take a little bit longer to grow relationships with other dwarves. They are naturally distrusting,
The Celestial
clearly.
College implores that I hear you. I remain unconvinced.
Give me money. I don't want a defensive alliance with you yet. I want military access. I want to do this in stages where I get paid. Oh yeah. Evelyn, want to give
Greetings
me
on
money?
behalf of the Empire.
Yes.
Now what brings
Yes,
you
they
here with
do.
a sheathed blade?
Who's stronger? The greenskrins are apparently stronger, but I'm still not not that concerned about them at this stage. I just want to clear them out so I can go north.
Ready.
Let's see if they'll intercept me. No, they won't. But I should be able to intercept them if they try to come this way now.
Anad.
I'm in one of those points where there's not going to be action for a few turns. But we will be upgrading my armies. Not Forgrim, he's too far gone to run back and upgrade at this point. But he'll upgrade when he turns around and heads north. But we will
Summon me if you
upgrade Fingrim. Look at that, Forgrim and Fingrim. Oh, I didn't check if I could configure, that's okay. Look at that, an underway interception. I'm just gonna wipe this guy out. He's got too few dudes to compete. So, with some events you get choices, and it's a horrible idea, personally I think, to accept this migration, because -8 public order for 10 turns is just so annoying. This really seriously is so annoying. So we are not going to let that happen.
Drag them!
4
Wipe out the
turns,
trespassers!
and well, really 5 turns, and I should be able to take the Orcs' capital of Black Crag.
Aye.
You want to
Let's-
confederate? No. You want to
Greetings,
open
kin of
talks?
another hold.
Huh,
What can
no.
I...
Does
Greetings,
anyone want to give
kin
me
of...
money?
And what can the Dowie do?
And what can the Dowie do for you?
It is good to see our... The dwarves have come.
Okay. Let's keep this ball rolling. Yep, I don't mind fighting someone who I'm never going to encounter. I'm pretty bad at just creating alliances and not actually helping anyone in that alliance when they need it.
Yes.
So look at all the options which just opened up. I have some way better units. So I'm literally going to destroy this army and start recruiting again. So I really like Longbeards. They're just great at attrition. I wish I could get some with great weapons, but that doesn't really matter. You can see that just the attack overall is pretty good. The melee defense on these guys is great. And I can now get quarrelers who are actually, yeah, look, decent melee combatants. I was just about to say decent at melee. What a what a way to term it. So that army is going to be my premier, my force. So, besides that, what do? We just go to the next turn. Oh, another thing, like I say, dwarves I have actually won the game with way long ago. But apparently I do actually possibly need to help my allies. Very honourable dwarves, very honourable. Okay. Need to check diplomacy next turn. Very easy to forget.
Time for a reckoning. Alright.
It's good to mix up some great weapons with some guys with shields, because even though ultimately I prefer the guys with shields, they're just great at grinding people down. There's going to be times where having a big axe to crush people with is going to be really, really important.
And what can the Dowie do for you on this?
Absolutely, utterly rejected.
You may speak before. And what can the Dowie do for you? Aye, let's hear what you have to say. We'll hear it before oath called.
Ooh, these guys are going to give me a good little bit of cash. Zuppa!
Honor to your ancestors.
I'd love to have more trade agreements, but unfortunately it's just not happening at the moment. I'm so close to getting Black Crag, and then the action in this game will really take another step up.
For the wisdom of Valea.
And Zufbar's nearly wiped out the bloody spears, to be honest. There's not really too many orcs up north, but those vampire counts could possibly be giving them trouble soon. Yes, I would love my quarrelers to do significantly more damage.
Let us begin. Both round.
See, I want to leave plenty of space for siege weapons, which I'm gonna crack up. So even though I could be using that army, and that would be quite handy to use, I'm gonna bide my time and wait until I have some siege weapons before they depart. This is gonna be my all-conquering army in the meantime. See, look at that. They've got vampire counts to deal with on their border. Oh, but they're marching to come back. I might have to go just finish those guys off. So what I'm going to do now is I really do want to get artillery, and to do that I need this building chain, but there's no point making it here. So I'm going to rebuild this, break that, at least I do get some money back. It's a little bit painful, but I didn't have much choice considering Karak started with that military building. So once that is demolished, we're gonna start unlocking artillery for that army, and we're just gonna destroy people at range.
Yes.
Not long until you guys can roll out.
Yes.
We'll give them 5 siege weapons. That's just how I want to play these dwarves. It might not always be great, but having 5 siege weapons is going to be fun. So the attrition is setting in. These guys have even less troops than before. If I give it one more turn, I'll probably be able to just auto beat Black Crag, which is what everybody wants. Ooh, chaos is stirring. So, there's a realm in the north, which pretty much everyone, unless you are Chaos or Norskin, take attrition in. It's bitterly hard to get up there and take out, particularly what I keep saying, the Norskin races, because the Norskin races can actually settle places, and if you don't take them out, they're a pain. But the actual Chaos Warrior faction are just ridiculously strong. They will grind you down with what are called hordes. So if you haven't played Total War before, a horde is an army that is self-sufficient. So that means that I can't believe I can't take it yet. That means that they actually have like portable buildings within their army, which just means they don't have to worry about staying anywhere. They take their buildings and everything with them. They usually get like 3 armies at a time that are really full on. They start with amazing troops, so you can probably get the idea that they're pretty vicious. I might not wait for artillery for these guys. I think it's gonna take too long to get the ones I want, so I'm gonna go and help my friends who are getting invaded by vampire counts out. Some of these guys looked like they might be close to
And what can the Dawi do for you?
a federation state, so
And what can the Dawi do?
I'm just gonna speed up my relationship building if I can.
Dawi from another hole.
The more treaties, the quicker they're going to like me.
Aye, let's hear what you have. Come,
I'd love to get Zufbar right now, but I can't.
Out of the Empire. Let us toast Ursul.
Let us just...
Greetings from sea.
Welcome, ancient allies.
Yeah.
In these troubled
Give me
times,
some
dwarves
moolah.
are a fine sight to behold. Thank them.
It's not going to be long until the first wave of Chaos Invasion starts now. And you'll see a lot of factions disappearing very quickly. So upgrade my diplomatic relations to try and get those people joining me quicker.
Summon me if you dare.
I'm shocked. Look at what they have left. It's purely because the actual towers would be pretty nasty against my forces, and I don't really want to use any units when I can't recruit them, so I'm going to take the long game, even though I could absolutely take that. It's legit, because the towers would kill too many of my guys. We're going to play it safe. Every now and then I do get ultra aggressive in this game, and there are some races that are better at being ultra aggressive than others, like orcs, where you can just get so many guys you don't even care about what who's coming at you, but this is just not the case. And not right now. If I overextend, I will not have much fun. Mount Gunbad is about to be mine.
Wipe out the trespassers!
Ah, see, look. I shouldn't have auto-resolved. That's actually just so annoying.
Bring them!
That's really just frustrating. Oh well. It is what it is, and it's given me a lot of moolahs. Now, I think I'll wait one more turn before I look at oh, that's really good. And I want to get an engineer's workshop. It's not yet. I'm gonna wait for another province before I really get into building this particular one up militarily. Oh, should have done that. Oh well.
Ready?
Now I need to go into global recruitment. Oh, I can't even... It's because I don't have an armory. I can't get all the goodness that I would normally like. Let's get another 2 rock throwers. Because I don't have an armory, I can't recruit longbeards and stuff there, which are the quite a bit better than dwarf warriors, but that's okay.
Dowie from another home?
Welcome, Dowie. Honor to your ancestors. Aye, let's say... Honor to your ancestors.
Get some more of these grudge throwers, and then I'll focus on getting some more combat guys, because there's no point having range if you can't keep the enemy units off it.
The axe first.
Oh, that's right. So for now, I'm just going to keep it with increasing my tax rate. Alright, it's just it's easy to forget about commandments, so I'm just gonna play it nice and chill with those settlements. Ooh, another quest. Oh, I've got to have 10,000 at the start, and they're gonna take 5,000 more money to make a really fancy axe.
Aye.
Not cool, guys. But there is literally no way around it.
By the crutch bearer's will.
Another walled settlement to try grind through. Damn.
Slay the Oathbreakers.
Mount Gunbad. Oh, and we've got... Oh, that could work out well. I'm trying to think, can I I can't beat the garrison
Retake
at the same time
road.
as taking out the other guys. That's too cocky. I'm gonna have to retreat if this army comes down. Again, I'm gonna check.
Come, kin. Dowie from another hold arrive. Aye, let's... Aye, let... Come,
It'd be
kin.
so nice to confederate with another dwarven power right now.
Send me to vengeance.
Almost at the point where I can make a third army though, which will be quite handy. Yep. So run away. Red fangs are gone.
For the wisdom of Valea.
I'm going to raid them and get me more money. Now I wish I had been a little bit more patient and just kept those guys back.
Agreed.
Yeah, next turn I'll look at starting up another army to send out of my main province,
It is
and
time.
then soon I'll be able to send these guys back out on the warpath. I'm checking this literally every turn, but one turn can make
And what can the Dowie do
all the
for
difference with confederating.
Come, kin. Let us... And what can the Dowie do for you on this fine day? Honor to your ancestors.
Approach and make your offer.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now what brings you here with a sheathed blade?
See, there's a lot of Empire factions. They can confederate a lot quicker than dwarves can though.
The High King acts.
So now all my military buildings are reset up. I can start to build a third army to send out against my foes. Oh, they're taking attrition. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, so this is why greenskins can just get so big so fast, because even though they have this thing called fightiness, and if they don't keep fighting with their units, then they actually get attrition because they start fighting each other. But the thing is, with their fightiness gets quite high, which it's not hard to do, they actually get a war, and that's just a full army of guys that's kind of almost like a sub-faction of your own
Bearers, let's march.
So there's another dwarf faction you can play, but again it's a DLC. It's called Clan Angrund, and they are not in as good a position as the dwarves to start off with, but they sound like they'd be a fun army to play. So, like I say, I'll work on getting as much of this DLC to share. Oh, and now we have Beastmen coming. So Beastmen are pretty random. They pop up, yeah, very randomly around the place, but they're just a pain. They can like pop up in your territory, and you really have to send an army back unless you're fine with them raiding you constantly, destabilizing your settlements, and being a general pain. Personally, not okay with that. So I won't declare war until I have to. I'll just get nice and close.
And what can the Dawi do? Welcome, Dawi. Honor to your ancestors.
Oh, these guys have lots of money. They've got a strong economy. Sometimes you can get like couple grand from a negotiation.
Dawi from another holder. And what can the Dawi do?
Like if I'm lucky and I get powerful enough, those vampire counts will offer a peace treaty and pay me money just because, more or less. It's not much point making a lot of these places. I'm gonna save up cash to get like a Slayer shrine or something to get some slightly different units. Or I'll start with an armory because I'll need it to recruit Slayers anyway. Slayers are very good at killing monsters and they're very good in combat, but unlike almost every other Dwarven army unit, they are very easy to shoot down with range.
Yes.
Clear war. You bet I will. I won't call my allies to help, so I won't risk breaking any alliances. Make my hammerers attacks even better.
I declare war on them.
I want to colonize Varenka Hills now. Man, Barakbar is hammered, but they quite often do get hammered, and relatively early on too.
The clan demands war. And what can the Dawi... Honor to your answer. Aye. Let's hear what you have to say. We'll hear it before Oathgold.
Give me 700 monies.
Dawi from another hold arrive. 'Tis a great day. Come, kin.
I am definitely getting
Aye.
that step
Let's hear what you
closer
have
to
to
confederating with someone, just don't know who.
Aye.
We will find out shortly.
Have you come to pledge me your loyalty?
Ooh, Clan Agrund. These are the guys I was talking about earlier. I really want to play them. Their units, like, their characters look ghostly. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Give me that money. I might be able to build that armory this turn after all. I'll just take 300. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll just take 300. All of a sudden, I'm getting all sorts of people. I'm not gonna make too many contracts with these guys here yet, because I don't like. If I make contracts with some of these people, my relationships won't be as good with these guys. I don't remember. So yeah, look at that. I got 6,000 just from negotiation. So let's first off make an armory here. This is going to start turning into another military place now. Even though they're pretty much next to each other, I just have that single military base here. I'll be able to send strong troops this way, and here, send strong troops that way. Boom, bam, and to be honest, there's not enough options in troop making to worry too much. Gonna take on those beastmen. I got dragged into a war with them because I wanted to keep my alliance up with Barakbar, and now I gotta deal with them. Ah, they went into ambush mode, so I can't see them, but at least I have that general idea of where they are, right? Karakazil is still around. Grudge issued. So because they blocked my army, which doesn't really matter when I'm in a siege, I've got a grudge against them.
Ready. Move. Beards in belts.
Oh yes, I found them. I'm just gonna fight because I wanna shoot some cannons. It might be my last battle as well, before I stop streaming for lunch for a little while. About their oh. Ah, yes. So as you've probably noticed just then, the way Beastmen artillery works, well, they have a giant creature that literally throws humongous rocks at you to devastating effect as well. Did you see how strong that shot was? Oh my. Look at that. That is a beautiful thing. What is not a beautiful thing is I do not want to lose my artillery. No. No. That is not great. I just lost my artillery. Thank you so much, Chaos Warhounds. If I had just auto-resolved this, I would have won very easily, but I didn't. when you think about it, that is a pretty devastating artillery unit. The fact that not only does it throw giant rocks, but it is a beast in combat. Very, very strong. I am absolutely going to do everything I can to avoid combat with it, besides my longbeards here who are running away. So beastmen, it's funny because you can auto-resolve against them pretty nicely, but if you do get caught in a real battle with them, they can quite often be deceptively strong. Oh. Really do want to run this dude down. And I am very gutted about my dead artillery, which I literally just built up. Okay.
For the wisdom of Valea. To war. Time to slay the Oathbreakers. What? Move!
It'd be nice to get back in my territory. I can do it. Because, man, even if I'd gotten into a settlement, it would have been even better.
Attack!
Got a lot of sieges going on, but I'm going to be expanding through Baragvar's old territory any minute now.
And what can the Dawi do?
Have you come to pledge me your loyalty?
No. Oh well, I guess I have, technically. Offering a military alliance.
Honor to your ancestor. Aye. Let's... Come, kin. Honor to your ancestors.
Still no confederations available. That's okay. We will keep trucking along. Oh yeah, I'm going up to 1,200 coins from Black Crack. What a great settlement to take with some gold mines in there. Let's see where everything goes now. The vampire counts are doing decent, I'd say, this time around. They can be hit and miss.
settled. Moving.
Let's get another cannon back. Okay, that'll be enough for that army for now. I won't max it out. We'll really concentrate on brain kills. Because there are beastmen around, I'm getting chaos corruption, which is it's got a roast. No one wants chaos corrupting them.
We mark another grudge. Drag them!
Okay, we shall soldier on. He's coming back. He's coming back. And I'm really gonna just have to reinforce that army if I'm gonna want to do anything up there. Nice, I will take 2,000 free gold any day.
One rug. Summon me if you dare. Right. The axe thirsts for war.
Just challenge him to come at me.
Let us begin. For the wisdom of Valea.
Time to start expanding my territory properly. Oh yes! I'm just gonna auto-resolve. Oh yes, that is fantastic. I won't be bugged by an army when I'm going after it again. I have, if you don't improve the omens on this particular one, your army is highly likely to become very afraid of everything. So, hot tip, even though it's 1500 gold, it's always better to spend it rather than cry later on.
Summon me if you dare. Drag them. To battle. Let us settle this. Unto
I need
glory.
to be
For the
conservative.
ancestors.
Unfortunately,
The axe.
did the wrong thing there. Should have set them up in an encampment to reinforce, but that's okay. We will colonize this and that'll make me feel better.
The throng agrees.
So when you colonize, you do lose a huge chunk of your army because those people are becoming settlers now. That's okay, I'll get them back pretty quickly, and next turn I'll be building up my my settlement. Surely not too far off. 4 turns until we can
To battle!
probably auto-resolve against those guys. Lots. See, that's a War. That's a War army there. So as you can see, 2 maxed out armies, that's a lot for anything to handle. I'm gonna have to be pretty careful. My best chances are to try make the War Army disappear through fightiness.
Step forth, true friend.
Are we from another home? Honor to your ancestors!
Ooh, is there anyone else I can confederate
Aye.
with?
Let's... Are
Because
we from another...
Karakazul is not in a great position,
Aye.
but they give me a lot of settlements. So,
Welcome, Dowie. Do you
welcome.
bring a gift of Gromril to aid in negotiations?
And you can make them pay you money to give up all their territories and join you. Boom. Okay, this is, I'm gonna lose settlements here. But the net positive is gonna be great. So as you can see, I now have a whole bunch of settlements. Oh, they have a ranger's barracks down here, nice.
Of Valea.
Oh damn. I have a force all the way over here. Wow, they have a lot of those ranger holds. The army really doesn't do me a lot of help this way, but I'm gonna have to be over there at some time.
Demands war. Time for a reckoning.
I hate losing settlements, I do, but I don't want to give up on Crack 8 Peats when I'm so close to taking them over. Yep, as you can see, there is a lot of... Oh! I'm going to fight this battle, not because I have any hope of winning. I'm purely fighting this to cause as much damage to this orc army as I can, because the more damage I can cause... the more damage I can cause, the more chance I have in the long run.
For the ancestors! Thunderous! We'll guard it! Let the vengeance begin! We stay put! We stay put! No beards! Axes out, lads! We'll guard it! It is a reckoning! The clans unite! We'll guard it!
So they don't have any actual siege equipment. That's my big benefit, but they can still scale the walls. The best I can hope to do is just to hold them off
For the high
as they scale.
Longbeards! We'll guard it! We'll guard it!
patience.
We stay put.
Miners!
So I will have an initial advantage of being able to fight these guys as they climb up the ladders. That gate, if they can destroy it with those Black Hawks, like that's where my hope is really utterly lost. But I'm still going to do everything that I can to just cause as much physical damage as I can. And this is going to cause a surprising amount of damage to this army. It should at least.
Warriors! We stay put.
War Avengers!
As you can see, I just got a pure disadvantage of numbers. That's what it is. No ways to cut it. 50 guys holding off 200. Not ideal.
Vengeance begin!
So even though this 50 is probably going to push back 2 units of there's another one right next to them. So as you can see, pretty fun to defend walled settlements. Very fun actually, but there's only so much that can be done. The battle's going to be lost on this flank. Just as you're starting to feel good, another couple hundred guys sent in, and Grimgor Ironhide, the biggest, baddest orc of them all. And like I say, the reason you do this is not to win. Because, again, playing the long game, look how many guys have gone down. Like, their forces are empty now. Oh, you have done a great job. You have done a great job. I'm sorry that you're going to lose this so horribly. I'm fleeing en masse now. Cannot win. Couldn't really ever win that one, but it was worth giving a good. Look, 1,000. We killed 1,000 orcs. That is a good tally for like 250, 300 guys. What is this dude doing?
Your conquests strike fear into the hearts of your enemies, mighty lord. The wisest amongst them will know that fate is on your side. I have foreseen it.
Ah.
Drink. One rug. For the wisdom of Valleja. Time for a reckoning.
Destroy them! Drag them!
Once I can bring this army out of the
We
siege,
mark another
that's when things are really going to be looking on the up.
My axe thirsts for war. Bring them!
Wow, didn't expect to have to encircle these guys. Oh well, to be honest with that, everyone, that is this stream of Warhammer Total War done for the day. But like I say, I will be back in about an hour on Mixer, so give us a subscription to our Expert Zone ANZ YouTube channel. Hop over to our Expert Zone ANZ Mixer channel to check out Forza Horizon 4 with me and Andrew Pearson. And head over to Facebook and give us a like as well. So check out our Facebook page to watch us talk about Windows 10 in the afternoon. Until then, everyone, thank you for tuning into the stream. It's been great having you guys. Until then, peace out.